Stay Alive is a survival horror tabletop role playing game with elements of violence, emotional trauma, biological infection, and may include other mature content or themes. Viewer discretion is advised.
Government officials insist that this is an isolated incident that the damage was created. We will continue to keep you informed.
Previously on Stay Alive, our survivors had ultimately linked up with an entirely separate group removed from the nefarious experimentation of Rescue Station Delta, Dr. LeBend, and whatever ARC industry operatives had been dogging the initial leg of the starting group's journey. Joining David and Julius at New Eden, Rose and Poppy, twin sisters, had hoped to find and establish something in the form of a safe way of life for at least a short period of time that unfortunately was not to be, following a altercation and run-in with something in the vein of a street-level warlord overseeing a group called the Legionnaires. Recently adding Crow, a former survivor, to his long and bolstered list of toughs, gunners, and effective executors of more violent orders. New Eden found itself under siege by Zerk, gunfire, literal fire, and the sociopathic aggression of their leader, Roman. Fortunately, the group happened to fight back effectively, one among the survivors in New Eden sacrificing themselves to rid Roman's presence from the Legionnaires, and with a little in the way of direction or authority, Crow assuming an almost immediate mantle of direction and overseeing, saw those who had survived the altercation leave, but not before shooting Rose twice. Fortunately, Seers on High had bestowed Rose with considerable high-end protections, and the substantial blood loss and immediate and impending death that Rose was facing, likely also staved off again by these same overseers in the form of a archangel arriving, a rogue operative bringing with them surgical supplies and looking to help defend the remaining survivors of the New Eden altercation. Looking to make contact with the rest of their operative allies, Bastion, the tower of a man wielding a ballistic riot shield as a primary means of weaponry, had Julius escort him down the way looking to secure communications, as for the first time ever, Operative Alexander Kesh found himself in the open, approaching the remaining survivors at their secondary hideaway before an unfortunate incident occurred. As David began asking questions, seeking understanding for the turmoil that had previously ensued, an explosion, seemingly the result and aftermath of an airstrike, detonated near the front of their temporary safe haven, scattering the New Eden survivors within even further. David, as you emerge from the wreckage, your ears ringing and a heavy weight in the air as debris from splintered wood and any number of exploded bits of what remains of the front structure portion of this church float through the air much softer. You're able to get a brief approximation of the circumstances directly in front of you to reveal that Rose and Poppy are still relatively nearby one another. Kesh appears to have fallen down and is face down on the ground in front of you, just beyond the entrance. And the cacophony of screams from your fellow New Eden survivors can be heard ringing out in the background through the slight and intermittent ability to actually perceive your surroundings audibly. So, David, what happens next?
Oh, shit. Okay, hold up. All right, I'll sit up and kind of look around. What's his face who was at the door? Cash? Yeah. Yeah. Is he still around?
You see him face down, probably about 10 feet in front of what would resemble the remaining portions of the door.
I'll kind of start to sit up and move over in that direction to go check on him. But as I do, I'll just kind of call out, "Is everyone okay?"
And on that note, I'll have Rose and Poppy please make an effort to endure. David, go ahead and make an effort to notice for me, please.
With prepared.
We do have a hype train, so it's well prepared.
What happens with all, I'm riddled with bullets. So do I have any penalties?
You have one. You have one bullet in you.
Okay. I'm riddled with one. Okay. Oh. Yeah. 6.
Okay.
14.
Okay. And
6.
Dave? So, Poppy, throwing yourself on top of Rose's staggered form, trying to maintain and shield Rose's unconscious body from most of the blast, sees you peppered with flying debris and some splinters that definitely cause a sting to emerge in your back, but otherwise nothing that seems to be uniquely vital. Your ears still largely functioning despite the ruckus of the explosion. And David, as you are still trying to kind of get your wits about you, you see this figure beginning to approach you. Green and brown paneling, but with a large red plus sign smeared across their chest. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yeah, hold up.
Can you hear me? I need you to listen.
Uh-huh.
Where is Rose? I need to know where Rose is now. Tell me where Rose is.
What do you need from Rose? What do you need from Rose? Why?
We're here to help her. Tell me where she is. I'm here to help.
Point at the twins.
Oh, shit. And immediately this figure begins to move over, kind of throwing you aside, Poppy, before unstrapping this collection of rolled and folded pockets along their side. As you're continuing to kind of get a scattered mess, this understanding around you beginning to slowly emerge, there is a single individual that appears to be moving towards the front of the church from this now large and exposed open porthole. Feminine form with a braid that you can see just dangling in front, but seems to stop probably about 60 or so feet away from the front of it and is simply looking and studying, pulling out something that almost looks kind of datapad-esque, and then turns around and begins walking before touching an earpiece or something to that effect. Are you doing anything else right away?
So this person just came and pushed me out of the way. What are they? If no. What are you doing?
Step aside. I will help. I will help.
Yeah,
Step
a
aside.
lot of people have been saying that lately.
Do not have time. And pulls out a pair of cylindrical plastic tubes, sort of pulling one off, the tip being exposed by a quick grip of the teeth, the other one being broken, almost like some kind of rave glow stick style, before the end is eventually screwed off, and you see this liquid being poured into the opposite end of the other tube. Just give me 2 more seconds. Before you see the individual still masked and covered with a relatively heavy helmet, but now you see both on the arms and the front of the chest, crudely smeared and painted on medic symbol, before quickly turning to Rose, jamming this needle directly into her chest, pushing the plunger down with the other hand. Rose,
they look like they know what they're doing.
They seem very systematic in their approach.
Probably wouldn't know. Okay, cool.
More certainly more
twin.
adept and proficient than you've seen thus far, I will say, with absolute certainty. Yeah, that was a 17 on the first aid.
God.
So
I don't even know that number existed.
yeah. So Rose, you find yourself in this dissipated away, this black unconscious void, before you are snapped into consciousness as this extreme rush of energy seems to overtake your body, a burning tingle rushing from the tips of your fingers all the way down to your toes, and an urge to run as fast as you can with no sense of direction or awareness as to why. And as soon as you kind of open up, you see this face close to yours, covered in a bandana, a falling gator mask, large helmet, and a medic symbol on a rather prominent chest plate that was added to the front. You're okay.
I just kind of, as a reaction, just push him away with all of this excess energy and scramble closer to Poppy.
You're okay. Good.
Who are you?
Pulls the mask down for a brief moment, somewhat rosy-cheeked, having run or moved quickly, almost a little bit of that flushed post physical exertion moment. This feminine form, seemingly short hair underneath the sides of a helmet. My name is Paws. We are here to help. Stay here. And pulls out a sidearm and begins moving towards the back entry of the church. While this is taking place, David, you begin to see Kesh stirring a little bit in front of the fallen debris before slowly staggering up to a knee, kind of looking up at you, clearly shocked, the explosion ringing through a number of his senses. One of the ears, a small trickle of blood, some type of eardrum perforation that he's trying to deal with for the moment. Rose, did she make it?
I'll kind of offer him a hand up a little help and say, yeah, she's all right.
Yeah. David, we have to move. Now. They'll be here to follow up and make sure. Quickly.
Okay, where are we going?
I don't know. And as his confusion seems to reach a bit of a fervor, the feminine form that you saw standing in the street quickly skips up 2 steps at a time in through the front door. They'll be here in 6 minutes. There's 2 warehouses nearby. Both of them produce enough metal. We should be shielded. I wasn't able to get any internal readings, so we may have Zerk to deal with, but we should be able to gain access. Let's go. And Kesh kind of still just almost being able to stand upright. Yeah. What Glitch said. Let's go. Come on. And immediately begins to slowly try and amble forward before kind of stumbling next to you, David, putting his hand on your shoulder for a brief sec, using it to raise himself up a little bit higher. We're trying. Everything around here is fucked. Come on. And continues walking towards the back door. Rose, Poppy, or David, are any of you doing anything else right away?
I mean, I'm sure with this burst of energy, it's pretty easy to get up to my feet. I'll help Poppy up as well. And I do not let go of her. So the entire time I'm trying to scan this room, there's all these people moving around, but I am clutched onto Poppy's arm. I think as soon as we see David moving, instinctually just follow, because it seems to make sense.
Yep.
Okay.
I'm going to get up and immediately start getting people from inside this church out on the street and go, like, I'm responsible for like 40 people. So just, all right, everyone up. Hey, can I get you anything? Here, put this in your bag. Let's go. Right. Sort of.
All right. Make an effort for me, please, to utilize your, I'm going to say savvy here.
Okay.
And quick question while that's happening. This is a church, correct?
Correct.
Are there any... I haven't been in a church in a long time. Are there any candles or like candle hold, anything heavy that I could grab to hold in my hand in case it gets hairy?
Like a standing candelabra
handle?
type of thing?
Yeah, something.
Okay. Yeah, there'd be a set of 4 directly behind the main pulpit. They're all tipped over at this point, but they don't necessarily have a lot of inherent value outside of their intended purpose, so we're left alone, seemingly as a less than ideal resource, so they would be available to you as well.
I'll probably grab
as
one.
you are grabbing on those, David trying to marshal the collected forces, you see Paz return from the back entrance of the church. At least 2. And you see Kesh kind of picking the gun up from his chest, still secured by the neck holster, racking back the slide. All right. Glitch, lay down some cover. We'll get you across. Said 2 blocks? Easy. David, can you run?
Yeah, my leg getting shot. I'm fine.
All right. Once we get out that door, make sure you're moving quick. You and everyone with you.
All right.
While you see Glitch, Pause, and Kesh begin to navigate towards the back door, David, you have a collection of survivors beginning to kind of amass near you. Not necessarily clinging to you or saying anything to you as much as they seem to be hovering nearby. The notable exception being Delaney, who quickly runs forward and grabs at the upper portion of your thigh. David, what are we gonna do?
Just gonna place a hand on top of her head and be like, we're going to run and we're going to get somewhere a little bit safer that has a roof that does not currently have a hole in it. And then we're going to sit down and we're going to talk and we're going to figure out what's happening.
David, Kara said she was going to race me.
Well, you're going to have to win that race then, aren't you?
David, she's not fast.
Well, maybe you can help her out a little bit.
You want me to help?
Would you be willing to? You can still win, just, like get her most of the way there.
Yeah, if that's what you think I should do.
I think that would be real great of you.
Okay. And she turns and begins to navigate towards the back door where directly behind the operatives there is a collection of these separated survivors that Kara is trying to kind of wrangle and amass into a ready maneuvering position. As Kesh is beginning to lean into the door frame, pause, putting her ear directly up against it, you see Glitch extend her wrist, pull out a flexible technological pad that's largely transparent before you see it go rigid and immediately begin touching a number of buttons and moving around modes and nodules. This droning buzz begins to ring through the area. Something that is decidedly annoying and obnoxious, maybe in a very purposeful kind of way. And this small helicopter style drone begins to move in directly behind Glitch with two guns that unfold directly underneath the helicopter blades holding it aloft. You see Glitch turn towards the wall, put the data pad up against the wall. I'll guide you from here. Let me know when you're ready. And you see the drone begin to move directly towards the center of the door.
Yeah,
Is anybody
that's
doing
pretty cool.
anything additional before a concerted effort to run takes place?
Oh, just getting ready. I'll turn to Poppy. Don't let go, no matter what. Don't let go.
I won't. We're gonna be fine. I'm gonna start moving us towards David without giving Rose a chance to argue with us being fine.
So as you begin to gather up and stack up on the exit door as well, Kesh looks to you, David. Hand on his gun, the drone almost hovering directly above you. You ready for this?
As ready as we're gonna be.
They wouldn't have time to send many. I don't think that they know we were here, but Ark will have sent a small squad to verify the kills.
Well, you kill him then.
Happy. 3, 2, 1. And turns and goes to kick the door open. Julius. As you are navigating down the street, Bastion's large riot shield and dual pistols at the ready, he's almost walking casually, kind of this lumbering meander through the streets of Atlanta at this point, looking to somewhat remain surreptitious and low-key as Zerk are still scattered about, but ultimately it seems a little bit thin in this area. And after it seems like there's a bit of a stretch of safety, he eventually leans up against a car to let a small group of Zerk pass by in the street before turning to look at you. And so, quick question, Julius. How long you been with New Eden?
Oh, what is time anymore?
Yeah, I heard that.
8 months, I think, somewhere around there. It's been a while. It feels like longer.
At least
Everything
more than
feels
half the time then, huh?
much longer. Yeah.
Oh shit. Seems like y'all have gotten on all right. At David fella seems pretty on the level, right?
Oh yeah, David. He's wonderful, fantastic chef. That's one of
Chef.
the things that made me stay. Yes, like the things the man can do with canned food are heavenly.
I'll have to take him up on that. I couldn't help but notice, based on the situation, aside from yourself, you don't seem to have anyone with any like real medical training or experience. You been just doing all the doctor duty yourself, or?
That was really more of a fluke. Don't really have any medical training. You see, I'm an actor.
Oh, right. No, I remember. Okay, sure. We're not supposed to talk about who trained us either, but you know, what's the point anymore, right? So, moving on. Do you have anyone else who had more conventional medical training than we'll say?
We did at one point. It's been a while. And David's wife isn't too bad.
Yeah, it's Gwen, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Did we mention her earlier?
Oh, I think I overheard it somewhere.
Oh, of course.
What's she like?
She's very sweet, nice, very good with the kids. Everybody's kind of lights up when she's around, especially David, of course.
Yeah, happy couple.
Yeah.
That's nice. That's real nice. Well, we've obviously gotten ourselves into a mess of shit, but it's good to know that y'all are out here making it still. Certainly an encouraging effort.
Our little collected family, we are doing the best we can, and hopefully the
Julius.
Roman situation is... Yes?
Have you seen Gwen ever do anything unusual?
I mean, she did lick her elbow once. That was, I mean...
Humanly impossible. I've tried.
She's very flexible.
Maybe in a less Cirque du Soleil type of way. Maybe in a more tied to her medical experience.
Oh, yeah. No, not that I can recall.
Well, we have 2 of our operatives still on the way. I want to make sure that they get radioed and they know where to meet up with us. Most of our team is already closing in or nearby. But I had some separation issues. And currently one of our, you could say one of our operatives is sort of undercover in a sense. If there is such a thing anymore.
Okay. Interesting. Playing a role. I know all about playing roles.
Well, there you go. I need you to play another role for me, Julius. I brought you because it seems like maybe you'd understand.
Okay.
You see, there's something about David's wife, Gwen.
Did she get bit? Did you find her dead?
No,
Oh.
So I guess the simplest way to explain it is and you hear this massive explosion from about 2 blocks back, the direction of the church from whence you just came. What the fuck was that?
I think that was the church. We have to go back.
Julius,
What are you waiting for?
Look, we need to get our operatives here, and I think going back right now, with everything going on outside of, you see a very small bubble of what's going on here, Julius. Okay? I'm not at liberty to get into some of it, and I don't understand the other some of it, but look, they'll be fine, okay? Kesh is with them. There's our other operatives coming in. We need to get to that radio. We need information from one of our operatives. It's important.
That is my family. That is everyone that is still alive that I care about back there. Now, I don't know who you think I am, but I went to Juilliard, not Quantico.
Fuck. Julius, let me paint a clearer picture for you. And he starts kind of standing up, sort of gesturing with his hands while he holds these dual pistols. Julius, look, if we don't get to that radio, and soon, we're going to be flying blind in a very bad situation. Do you understand what I mean?
As opposed to the giant explosion that just happened back there where everybody is? If we get to this radio, will your friends be able to get here fast enough to help with whatever the fuck is going on back there?
Shit. Make an
There's
effort
children
to
back there, Bastion.
influence.
That's a 14.
As you're talking, some of the Zerk in the area are beginning to pay attention to your continually escalating tones, your back and forth exchanges. The Zerk from the street nearby beginning to shuffle around your direction. Bastion kind of taking a hard look around. Temporary detour. That's it. And immediately begins firing off rounds, looking to move back aggressively towards the church. Stay on me. Let's go. Pulls the shield from his back, puts it directly in front, maintaining a grip with his offhand using a secondary pistol. Julius, this commotion, the explosion, not only drawing Zerk from your nearby location towards the sound of your conversation, but also from nearby alleyways and alcoves and small areas of coverage where other survivors at one point held up, as you see these small funnels begin to push themselves into the street, slowly filling with Zerk directly in front of you. The group of them behind you starting to fill in, and the streets themselves also slowly flushing with Zerk. You eventually encounter what would easily be described as the sort of bowling pin density of Zerk directly in front of you at a range of probably around 50 to 60 feet, and after a quick step forward, maybe a good 20 to 25 feet of Zerk behind you before you see Bastion stop, hold the shield in place. Julius, this is all a bad idea.
Everything's a bad idea. It's what you make of it.
All right, we going through or around? Your call.
I'm more graceful than I am strong. I would suggest going around.
I was going to say just the opposite. If that's what you want to do. Throws the shield onto his back, pulls out the other gun, and sees you two immediately segue down one of the side streets, a block or so separating you and the entryway to the church itself. The Zerk behind you quickly filling in a scattered mess of Zerk directly in front of you. I'm going to say go ahead and make an effort to be graceful to try and shake off the horde and settle to let them pass.
That's a 10. All that dance training.
So as you are navigating through, trying to move both quick and hidden, the Zerk collection behind you is only moving at a slow shamble. And you find what appears to be this sleeper trailer attached to this old, ratty pickup truck. Probably only like 7 feet tall at most, but likely some kind of vague semblance of habitation in the back of it. And as you can see that the hinge and the hydraulic is slightly busted, it's open just to be lifted and jump inside. Seeing it as an opportunity to isolate and separate for a brief moment, you're able to quickly go in. That's when you see Bastion kind of lumber up onto the back of it and try to throw himself through the window, his shield catching on the top portion of the unfolded window that sees it pulled from his back, land on the hood of the car directly behind the truck with a massive thud. That sees the surrounding Zerk immediately shift focus and turn to pay you attention.
You are not kidding. You are not graceful.
It's not really my strength. I told you that. Got a -2 on his effort there, so...
We get out of this, I'm gonna teach you some dance moves that might help.
Sure. Now seems like maybe not the time. And at this point, you see him holding his gun out the back of the truck, firing at Zerk that are now beginning to approach the immediate outlet behind you.
Well, it seems that we're stuck between a rock and a bitey place.
Yeah, what do you want to do, Julius?
Sing?
I'm not ready to die yet. What do you want to do?
Is there any kind of like upward hatch or anything that we might be able to like climb?
It's like a
onto?
fiberglass hardtop that is opaque.
Oh, it's one of those. Oh.
Yeah.
Well, I'm pretty sure we can't shoot them all, and the more you shoot, the more you attract. So what happens if we just kind of lay low and be really quiet? Will they go away?
They're already heading towards the truck at this point, so you'd probably be hard pressed to imagine that the horde is going to thin when there's a collection of it probably already headed towards you.
Is there a way to turn the truck on? Maybe GTA this bitch?
Do you have experience with that kind of thing?
I mean, not since high school.
Well, jump in the cab and we'll make a go of it. And you see him beginning to, again, fire off shots, looking to try and stave off these Zerk that are now approaching the back of the truck.
Right. I had a... Oof. Man, this is not like that time I went joyriding with Mikey. Okay, let's see. I believe there's wires here, and you... Oh, wait.
Yeah. What are you looking to do?
I want to check the visor, like in the movies.
We're going to do a very, very rare D100 here. So as you pull the visor down, appears to be a mustachioed individual with sort of messy black hair, a picture of a small little girl, but no keys, stashed behind the visor.
Damn it. All right, well, let's see if we can do this. So you take the red wire and the blue and the white and you whip them and then you touch them together.
So for attempting to hotwire the car here, go ahead and make an effort to apply your sciences, please.
This is gonna be bad. That's a 2.
Okay, so you hear the And again, from behind you the entire time, these shotguns or these pistol sounds ringing out as you hear Bastion fighting off Zerk approaching the back of the vehicle. It seems as if on your 5th or 6th strike, you just begin to hear that click, the starter strike, but without the actual semblance of the vehicle lurching to life.
Shit. I knew I should have paid more attention.
And Julius, we got it yet or what?
Working on it. Just a moment. Fuck.
Down to 1. Whatever you're gonna do it quick.
Want to check the glove box?
Sure. Make an effort to notice, I'm gonna say.
That's a 5.
Okay. So you open the glove box. A small stuffed bunny with a plastic key ring attachment stumbles out of it. The owner's manual and some envelopes that seem to include some kind of papers. Nothing that jingles or jangles. Nothing that stands out to you as being uniquely useful or helpful. And maybe there is this internal compulsion that causes you to do it, but there's this scrambling fastidiousness that sees you try to grab the items and quick throw them back in the glove box. And as you grab the bunny, you squeeze it and there's hard items directly within. Something in the vein of a stash or carry pocket, something that is specifically designed to house some tiny little internal note or horoscope styled scroll. And from within you pull out 2 keys, one that appears to be a few inches long, probably designated towards the vehicle, and one that is much, much smaller.
All right, we'll figure out what this other one does, and then I will jam the key in and try to turn the car on.
Okay. So as you hear the Zerk kind of getting closer and closer, again, you have Bastion directly out back. 4, 3, 2. Shit.
And here, take
Julius!
mine.
Yeah,
Take
immediately
mine.
the car itself lurches to life, and it doesn't run well, but it does seem to at least have some vague semblance of being able to maintain its overall ignition status, if you will. You're parallel parked and the truck is almost sideways bent onto the curbside, providing you maybe a good angle to go out, assuming that you're looking to kind of push the vehicle in front of you by just a little bit. But you are now seeing Zerk pushing towards the driver's side window as you are finishing turning the vehicle on.
Nope. I don't give a shit about that vehicle in front of me. I'm just going to just foot to the floor. Just.
Okay. I'm going to say, as you peel out, make an effort to focus for me here.
4.
Okay. So just slam onto the gas, immediately looking to free yourself from the confines of this area, your whole body leaning in until you smash onto the car horn and bang into the vehicle directly in front of you. There is a massive collection of Zerk that are moving into the street as you begin peeling off and smashing into some of the nearby Zerk. 2 of which have maintained, it would be wrong to call it a grip, but maintained positioning on your hood as your truck slams into them and the vehicle in front, more or less severing the bottom half of these undead creatures, and they begin pushing towards the windshield, climbing across the roof as you shake free the rest of them.
An object in motion will stay in motion. Brakes.
Oh, okay. Ooh, I'm gonna give Bastion a roll for that as well then. As you slam on the brakes, both of the Zerk are jarred. Both hang on. And from behind you, you hear this. And you turn to see Bastion's face sort of plastered up against the glass divider. Ow!
Hey, buddy.
Pushes off the backside. And I'm going to say at this point, the road itself still largely obscured with Zerk. 2 of them on the windshield. So as you have them on, one of them loses several fingers on the grip of the hood before sliding back a little bit. The other one almost in full swing forward, the momentum simply being offset with their initial lunge as you slam onto the brakes. And as they settle, landing, smashing into the windshield itself, one of the hands begins to be cut up and eviscerated as it reaches through into the cockpit of the vehicle.
Little help. This would be appreciated.
Kind of busy! And you hear 2 more shots ring out from the back of the truck.
It's just gonna hit the gas again, and then as I start accelerating, I'm just gonna go side to side and just kind of try to just shake him up a little bit.
Okay, I'm gonna say I will give you grit or focus in this here.
Doesn't matter.
Always a good sign.
Uno más.
Okay. So as you again jam on the gas and begin throwing the car forward as quickly and aggressively as you are able to, the Zerk's arm that is already pierced and punctured through the front portion of the windshield seems to be almost kind of carved and churned, where some of the remaining flesh and tissue almost holds it in like a separate gap, the windshield grabbing into the lacerated separation where physical form begins to detach from reality on an undead creature. They are being shaken and thrown all about, unable to hang on, but the front of the arm is still now just disjointedly kind of lingering about back and forth. The Zerk no longer really able to immediately focus on you. Yeah, what would you like to do?
The hand as it's grabbing out and trying to grab me, can I take the stuffed bunny and put the bunny into its hand?
Make an effort to be graceful.
That's a 12. Here, hold on to this.
So as this hand is both hanging on for the Zerk and trying to reach out to some perception of food, you have this small bunny as you're trying to maintain control of the vehicle, sort of placing it in just at the right moment. You see the fingers clasp closed, this Venus flytrap of flesh ultimately snatching out the bunny as you see the windshield strip away much of the remaining undead flesh on the arm. And then begins looking back at you, having extricated itself from the grip of the windshield immediately. I'm going to say go ahead and make an effort to focus or endure to apply one of your driving maneuvers once more.
Let's endure for an 8.
Okay. So at this point, you see the Zerk retch up before quickly throwing the stuffed bunny away, but before it is able to lurch at you again, the vehicle is immediately bursting forward, the tires sort of screeching in this massive push as you see the Zerk tumble from the top of the hood. The other Zerk thrown directly to the opposite side of the vehicle, never having gotten a solid or firm grip to abscond, and the last sort of from behind you shot rings out before Bastion comes forward and slides the divider open. Hey, how are we doing?
Oh, we are great. Everything is so good right now. I am totally not lying and scared out of my mind.
Yeah, me too. Everything is good and great. You did a really good job, I think.
What? Thank you, Bastion. That means a lot to me. You know, a lot of things just go unnoticed, and oh God, and yeah, just, ooh, we're good. We're good.
What is that? And you see Bastion beginning to look out from beyond, pushing through the Zerk, continuing to bounce off the front of your vehicle. And he points towards a gas station up ahead. Would you look at that? Hit the gas, Julius. We're gonna pick our friends up in style.
I floor it.
Back at the church. David, as the backup operatives begin to prepare themselves for an immediate sort of outward push from the innards of the church itself, Kesh looks at you and provides a short countdown. Before giving you a little bit of a nod, you see Paws kick the door open and immediately begin moving out into the space beyond. As soon as you step out, both Kesh and Paws begin taking fire from some unknown direction that sees them both immediately swing back into the front door. Glitch! Do you mind? And the little drone begins to push out into the base, navigating out through the door as you see Paws kind of hold it open just for a brief moment as the ricochets and bullets become heightened for just a brief moment. There's a gentle pause as there's this rapid fire gunfire going off in the distance. Immediate surroundings clear. I'll try and navigate the rest of the way with you. Go ahead. And again, you see Kesh and Paws open it up before navigating out into space, not taking any immediate fire and stacking on the door. We got 2 blocks. David, lead the way. Straight down. Maybe 600-700 feet. Hang a left. We'll be going through the alley. You got it.
All right, let's go. And I'll kind of turn to everyone who's near me, all the survivors near me. All right. Hey, everyone, we're going. Keep your heads down. Move as fast as you can. And we'll kind of take off at a sprint out the door.
Okay. The crowd begins to file past you. David, after you begin navigating probably a few hundred feet, trying to remain as quiet and as inconspicuous as possible, a scattered collection of Zerk, probably not dissimilar to what Julius is dealing with in his nearby escapades, seems to be drawn towards the sound of the explosion, the gunfire, the rather loud ruckus that's been created. And you see this scattered collection of Zerk. Your line or your band of survivors is probably about 35 to 40 feet long, all told, with everybody included. Certainly more than you could hide in any one specific location were it not big enough. But you do notice that some of the Zerk are beginning to pay attention to some of your bunch that are perhaps not as light on their feet or more conspicuous in their movements.
Poppy, do you have a gun on you right now?
I have a rifle.
How many of the operatives are running with us as opposed to still holding down the fort back at the exit of the
You
church?
look back and you see that both Kesh and Paws are engaging in a firefight outside the main exit.
All right. I'll try to make eye contact with Poppy as we're moving. and with my head just kind of gesture up at the Zerk nearby and say, hey, you want to help me deal with that? While everyone else gets inside the building.
I'm gonna turn to Rose. Go ahead.
Oh,
I'll be right there.
no. That's what you said, and then I didn't see you for months. No.
That was totally different.
I'm gonna just hold my little candlestick thing, and I'm not leaving Poppy's side.
Oh, that's right. You're dragging a huge candlestick, a standing candelabra with you at this point. Okay.
As you.
Yeah.
No, that's good. If anyone gets close, you hit them with the stick, Rose.
I will, and I know how many bullets I have. I will be very intentional about my usage because I know I don't have a lot left.
Okay. So as you are stopping to let this group continue to navigate forward, you see some of these Zerk now from the central street navigating towards the sidewalk where you're making your traversal, clearly singling out the group as the pace gets slightly heightened in a little bit of the fervor of having been discovered to some extent. And I'm going to say, David, you have 3 Zerk that are kind of vaguely heading towards the front end of the line, and Poppy, another pair of Zerk, seemingly shuffling from the street towards the sidewalk right now.
I'll unshoulder my hunting rifle that hasn't really had much use yet since it's been on close quarters, and I'll take a moment and take off a couple of shots, try to clear the path.
Make 3 efforts to be accurate. Poppy, what would you like to do?
So these are Zerk that are not. How immediate of a threat are these? Are they just are they blocked? Are they?
They're probably about 15 or so feet away. They're moving parallel to you until they begin shifting your direction from the street to the sidewalk, essentially.
Why are they so annoying? Yeah, that's fine. I will take. I'm one shot at the first one, the closest one.
Okay, go ahead and make an effort to be accurate as well. David, what did you get?
A 7, a 9, and a 12.
Okay. And Poppy? Okay. So it seems like more than enough for the pair of you to immediately dispatch of a lot of the aggressors directly in front of you, rattling off shots as some of these survivors continue to shuffle underneath the line of fire or around your positions. And as they are reaching out towards the front section, the Zerk that is closest to the head of your traveling party, almost looking to take a swipe at one of these smaller children running by. David, your 3rd shot sees the Zerk immediately put down towards the ground, with the exception of a Zerk towards the back end of the pack, Poppy having only fired off at the first of 2 Zerk moving that direction. Both of you would probably quickly notice that it is aggressing upon the back end of the train, where you see Delaney sort of Kara over her shoulder, looking to try and push and help her move forward at an expedited pace.
I'll hit the second shot. Or try.
It is already zooming in on proximity. David's 3rd shot on the front 3 having been well planned out. This one almost being more reactive and impulsive based on your initial approach. I'm going to say either of you can make the effort to be accurate in a desperate situation.
I'll swing and point my gun that way, but if Poppy's already lining up a shot, I'll give her a first crack at it, and I'll kind of wait until it's necessary to take the shot.
I mean, either way, it's going to be necessary. So I'll let both of you shoot, but that's up to you.
She's already said that she was going to line up and take the shot, so I'll let her take the first shot, and then if One shot doesn't do it. I'll take my second shot.
That is a 6.
Okay. So based on the train of survivors, the tight quarters, and now what is easiest to describe as a bunch of obstructing individuals that you don't want to shoot in the way, you see a fair bit of the Zerk's forehead quickly slough off, the body jar for a brief moment, the shot being just a half inch off the mark of potentially putting the Zerk down. David, go ahead and make an effort to be accurate in a desperate situation.
You said he's desperate?
It is.
It's a 4. Wait. Yeah, 4.
Okay. So as the Zerk recoils and begins to reach back out, you line up a shot directly on the temple of the Zerk's head, and as it does, you put a round directly through its hand that sees it ricochet off, go through the back of its neck as it falls and lurches forward towards Kara.
Can I call out and be like, "Hey, Kara, on your 6"?
They are decidedly aware, trying to hustle and shuffle. Fortunately, it seems that the Zerk is not able to get too terribly close. Kara providing a quick, stirring bolster of force and defense, preventing a full-on lurch and tackle from this Zerk creature, but not escaping entirely as you see it grip onto her arm. And with it, a long stretch of scratch marks appearing down the side of her arm as she wrestles herself free, pushing with Delaney, who quickly is grabbing and trying to hustle her forward. Directly behind the train, you see Kesh and Paws beginning to follow up and emerge, firing shots at some of the nearby Zerk. And
Can I
as
get
you
another
see,
shot in?
yeah, sure. Go ahead and make an effort to be accurate.
Is this one at desperation as well?
I'm going to say you no longer are looking to shoot around bystanders, so this would be just a normal accurate effort.
9.
Okay. And as it turns to follow with Kara's movement, immediately eats a small caliber round through the open roof of the mouth before falling flat backwards onto the sidewalk. Kesh and Paws shifting their trajectories just subtly enough to move around its form as they take up position near the tail end. When you see a Glitch's gun drone move into position, looking to you see the guns on the side go up and down for a brief moment before they turn to face you. One gun kind of comes in front and touches the face of the drone before pushing up above the train of survivors, looking to shepherd and lead the rest of them forward. As you push maybe another couple hundred feet, you see a feminine form appear out in the street as well, sort of just casually walking throughout the zombies. All of them navigating in the middle of the area, sort of slipping through subtly, navigating around. Hello? And you turn to see all of the Zerk at once begin to shift and dial in on this singular feminine form. Similarly, tactical black clothing, blue stripes down near some of the leg gear. But looking over at you, bit of a curious look on her face as you see the entire horde of Zerk descend upon this figure, seemingly collapsing under it. And you feel this tap on the back of your shoulder. And it's the same form that you had just seen in the street. Who are you?
What the fuck?
Fair enough. This is it, Cash? All right. My name's Gemini. And you see her bang her wrists together for a brief moment, and from her form, these translucent bluish cubes begin to form as this almost projected hologram kind of mirrors her movements directly in front of your eyes before this form goes darting off, bounding in this overly elaborate way. Oh no, please don't eat me. And running off at a perpendicular angle to your group's progress. Before she turns back, kind of looks at you. We should go. And begins navigating towards the front of the collection. Damn. She's so badass. Kesh walks by you, looking to push up with the rest of the train. Kara eventually catches up with you, puts one hand on your shoulder, the other hand kind of bloody near her waist, ultimately giving you a bit of a silent nod. Thank you, David. Thank you. I don't know what we would have done, but I think you saved us.
You would have been fine.
Don't be long. Yes. And as the forms begin to circle around this new distracted projection, you see these waving arms. Oh no! Just waving back and forth sort of incessantly before you see Glitch's small little drone begin to navigate over directly above the form. The entire horde of Zerk close down in upon the holographic figure before you see the drone drop a small metal device and begin to fly back towards the rest of the group. At a much safer distance, at a much more decidedly impactful range of safety, there is a brief moment of hesitation, and another explosion rings out in the middle of the street that sees a vast collection of body parts go flying as this spray of Zerk litters most of the surrounding area, minimizing some of its distension and outer edge, kind of right near the periphery of where your group is standing. Kesh turns to you and has some kind of tissue on his shoulder. All right. I should at least slow him down for now. No sense in getting too caught up if we don't have to be. Less explosions and gunfire for now. I think we have...
maybe we could set off some dummies a little ways away, kind of lead them away.
Yeah. Well, as soon as we hear back from whoever your trained operative is and Bastion returning, then we'll have a better idea of what we're dealing with.
Oh, Julius. Yeah, he's as good as they come. Good heart.
And you begin to hear this loud engine revving moving forward. And as you see it, probably maybe no more than 50 or so feet directly in front of you, you see Julius step out of what appears to almost be an armored transport vehicle. And Bastion pushing open the back doors. The exterior of this truck is plated, has open slots on both sides, and the front of it has something in the way of a cow catcher with two faces spray painted to resemble some kind of mouth. Directly above each side of this plow, Zerk and Merc written on both sides. Bastion steps out, jumps down from the back. Kesh, is this not the highest end piece of shit you've ever seen, or what? Oh my god.
Bastion,
Julius was incredible. What?
just give me one moment. There's something I've always wanted to do. Come with me if you want to live. Yes. All right, continue.
I was going to come with you. And all right. And you ultimately see your group sort of shamble into this secured warehouse location. The drone ultimately taking the guns and kind of disappearing them into its body before two arms come out, providing this pry force that sees one of the door handles itself chopped free from the immediacy of the frame. Kesh quickly moving in and jimmying some kind of dense piece of steel in to pry the door open before ushering everybody into the entrance. As you all begin to navigate forward, kind of gives you a special nod, Poppy. Good job. You did good. Rose, as you walk by, you probably still have a little bit of that shake, sort of that forced, like adrenaline-induced sort of fervor going for you. And probably a little bit closer towards the tail end of the back as you see Delaney and Kara making their way in. David, probably just around there. You see Kesh lock eyes with you, David, but not really say anything, just kind of gives you a bit of a half nod. Come on. I'm not going to have all day. And as you see Kara and Delaney step in, Kesh and Pause navigate in space. The drone flies up, disappears out of view, and you hear the door slam behind you. Bastion steps forward. Well, we kicked ass. How did y'all do?
Yeah, we survived.
All right.
Church is blown to shit.
Well, that's fine. There's a ton of them. Julius, man. You are gonna have to tell me where you trained at some point, but once maybe we get a little relaxation in. We haven't gotten a chance to communicate with the rest of our ops yet. Mage is probably still working on that thing, and I see Gemini finally showed up. Hello? And as you see Gemini turn to walk away, a version of her form remains in place, flipping off Bastion before her actual physical form steps away. All right. She's not over our last mission. It's fine. Don't worry about it. Well, anyway. Kesh kind of comes over. Just take a leave. Relax for a bit. Kind of gives him a quick nod, takes his shield off, puts his guns away, and ultimately begins navigating over towards the central area, looking to try and help settle in some of the survivors a little bit, but none of them really having any direct sense of purpose. This area probably used looms to make some kind of thread or fabric, some kind of textile type of factory. It's difficult to say exactly, considering anything that was of organic nature has been rotted, stolen, no longer functional, broken down, what have you. After a year and a half, whatever was made here just hasn't held up very well, but you can see enough remaining supplies, equipment, pieces, tightened threads and cottons that it seems to be some kind of textile mill.
As we're settling in, I imagine Poppy and Rose are keeping a little bit of distance, but there have been a lot of things said. So if there are any conversations or things that look like they are conversations, I would like to be close enough to see if we can glean something.
Okay. We will get to that in a brief moment. In the meantime, is anyone looking to do anything else right away as the survivors sort of settle into the surrounding area?
I think I need to any of these operatives, whomever is closest, I suppose, or actually Bastion, because I feel like he's the least sketch out of all of these. I want to approach and pull out of my raccoon the little thing that Glasses gave me, the laser pointer thing.
Okay.
And I don't want to hand it over, but I want to show it to him. Do you know if this still works?
He kind of like begins poking and pulling at it. Let me see for a quick second.
It's one. I got it from one of your. I thought. It's not a. It doesn't have anything in it. It's just a laser that makes.
And he turns it over and sees the arc letters and reads it kind of as you're talking. Oh shit! And throws it away from you really fast. What are you doing?
I'm asking you if it still works. I don't know how this works.
Don't give me a fucking laser designator. Just hand it to me like that. What are you doing?
Oh, is that what it's called?
What if it did work?
I'm asking you.
I would have pointed an airstrike at my head or something.
Just gonna like clutch it back to me.
God.
So you don't know, or you do know?
It works.
Do I need to ask the one with the drone?
Systems online, maybe. I mean, that's Glitch's kind of thing. She'd be able to tell you for sure, but
great. I'm just gonna walk
blew
away.
my head off. What are you doing? Would you just give me a minute, okay? Just had a very tough time. All right? I know Julius is probably used to this, but I've already been blown up once and a lot of fighting going on. It's just been a really hectic day, okay? I've had a bad week.
I'm gonna just like grit my teeth and try not to explode at this stranger.
And sort of just sits down and slumps into the chair. Make an effort to influence, please.
Okay. Influence.
Actually, go sociology. An
Okay.
effort to utilize your sociology.
Okay. Okay, that's less terrible. And we have a hype train. 5.
Okay. You see him kind of fidgeting with his hands, almost the device itself providing some of the immediate anxiety compared to the question. And as you are seeing him kind of fidget and shift a little bit, finally kind of takes off the balaclava where he was wearing under the helmet, and you see some of the additional burn and scorch marks that seemingly destroyed at least a portion of his beard. And he kind of is rocking back and forth a little bit slowly. As you sit there for a brief moment just to kind of observe and take in the surroundings, you shift your form in a way to maneuver alongside him without really saying much. But you kind of hear, I'm sorry, I'm just, we're all dealing with something, so, that's no excuse. Give me the thing.
No.
I know what it does. I can see if it's still active.
Do I believe that he will return it to me after he looks at it?
Make an effort to utilize your sociology.
Oh. 9.
He seems even kind of hesitant to take it. It seems unlikely he would try to keep it from you after providing whatever assistance he's able.
Okay, I'll hand it over, slowly. Someone gave this to me.
And he takes it probably just as slowly.
Did you
flips it over and kind of depresses the back end. Laser works. What's that? He pulls out a small sort of walkie-talkie-like instrument, but it doesn't seem to have some of the main antenna or speaker features that you'd expect a walkie-talkie to have. And he begins kind of turning some of the dials on top of it. Yeah, what's that?
Did you know glasses?
Did you?
Not well. But he helped me a lot.
I also knew glasses. Not well. But he helped me a lot. And he hands you back the laser designator. Looks like it's still pinging with one response.
Okay. Thank you.
I think I'm going to take a nap. It's been a quick start to a long day.
Yeah. I don't feel very good.
Yeah, you don't look great either, but you've been shot, you've lost a lot of blood, and you have a mutant virus in you, so all things being equal, you're probably in great shape.
I'm sorry, what?
Oh, shit.
What did you say?
You know what? I'm going to leave this between Kesh and David. They had their own thing going on. I only walked in about halfway through, but
Wait, what? Say
you're
something.
from
Tell me.
Rescue Station Delta, right?
Yes.
Yeah, medical screenings. Let me guess, you were picked because you didn't have any close friends and you didn't provide a specific function, and they promised you a spot in the Ark, right?
Yes.
Yeah, that's all bullshit. That's not real.
I know they lied about the spot at the Ark. I don't understand. What are you saying? What are you talking about the virus?
They mutated the virus and they stuck it in people. And they hoped that someone would survive the mutated form so they could develop a cure. You got poked with that? They were hoping to get lucky, and it's going to continue to mutate, and eventually it'll take over. Once that adrenaline wears off, you're going to feel really run down. And he reaches behind him for a brief moment and pulls out a small satchel that unzips and then unfolds in half. Pulls out a small tray from within and kind of holds it up. It's a plastic red rim mirror, kind of holds it up to your face, and you can start to see sort of this black vein coursing from the collar line.
No,
I'm sorry, I thought you knew.
No, that doesn't make sense. No, that doesn't make any sense. That doesn't make any sense. I was very careful, and Art gave me this jacket, and this, no.
Look, I don't know what happened to Art. We have reason to believe we found Josie, sort of. But you were infected with this before you left the rescue station. You're the only one left, Rose. And it doesn't seem like your body's metabolizing a cure.
I'm just gonna start backing away, and I will go find Poppy.
Yes. And Bastion turns and begins to navigate back towards the group.
I'll just silently rejoin Poppy. There's a thing I have, this thing that they gave me I'm just going to hand her the laser, whatever he just called it, defibrillator, whatever the fuck he called it. I don't know. hand it to Poppy.
What is it?
Don't push any buttons. This makes guns come out of the sky. I don't know. I don't know exactly.
I'm pretty sure that's not it.
No, it is. I saw it. I saw it. You just point the laser and it makes these like things come out of the sky. Don't push it unless it's an emergency. I think it only works one more time. I don't know.
Oh, well, then you should
No.
keep it. I have a gun.
I have a just hold on to it because I'm not feeling super well. So if I I just don't feel super well. So I need you to hold on to it.
Okay.
Poppy, as part of your surreptitious attempt to try and gain information from your immediate surroundings, go ahead and make an effort to notice for me, please.
Oh.
You will be well prepared for this as well.
Thanks.
Coming through.
It's a 4.
Okay.
Instead of a 1.
You turn to see Bastion and Kesh talking as Rose approached. They both kind of have their heads down, nodding back and forth as they say things to one another. But you see them both kind of turn to look at you and Rose for a brief moment before sort of noticing you stare at them and turn their bodies full away to sort of try and shield the discussion itself. And as you're almost sort of half tempted to get closer, you see pause, break your eye line, merging in. Would you mind sitting down? I'm just going to check you just to make sure you're okay. Is that all right? I'm sorry about the rush we were in earlier, but now we have time. Is this okay?
Yeah. Right? Yes, please.
Rose Montgomery, I'm going to run a quick test just to see how you are doing.
Sorry, do you...
Uh,
You
Relax.
two met?
No.
But we are here to help. Rose, do me a favor. Could you stare directly into the center dot, please? And holds up a small scanning device similar to what you probably would have seen Dee undergo back in the safety of the rogue operative lair in Vegas. And you see her hold it there for a brief moment, pull it back, and begin pushing buttons directly on top of this scanner. And just one more time, if you don't mind. Just stare right in the middle. Focus as much as you can, please. Scans you again and ultimately gets up from the downed knee that she's on, takes a full step away, and begins kind of typing in the buttons once more. Righteous Reign. You two should get some rest. We're going to have to be moving again soon. And you see Pause turn and begin to walk away.
A quick scan of this area. How many entrances and exits are easily accessible?
There's probably an exit that you can't see in the secondary area. There's another door that's on the opposite side of what is probably about a 60 or so foot wide sort of warehouse intake area. One of the doors now kind of having been resealed with some of the internal door lock mechanisms that were closed directly behind your entry. The handle and door access point, its original function purposefully destroyed to allow for you to access the location. But other than that, it doesn't appear as if it's meant for main thoroughfare. It's a factory location that has a warehouse door in the middle of it, and looks like 2 immediate points of access that you can see.
Okay.
Is anyone looking to do anything?
I'd like to go over to Bastion for a moment.
Okay.
And I just kind of want to look around and put my hand on his shoulder and lean in real close.
You see him kind of
Bastion.
talking to Kesh and sort of thrown off. Oh, yeah. What's up?
MI6. And just walk away.
Fucking knew. It couldn't have been from around here. I told you that, Kesh. There's no way. Not with. It's like a James Bond thing going. Yeah. Thanks, Julius. Sort of turns and goes back to. Actually, as Kesh kind of lingers on your departure, I'm gonna say actually make an effort to influence here.
13.
There's that. Okay, no. So you see Kesh kind of cast a very discerning eye your direction, looking down and away, sort of hesitating for a brief moment before returning to his conversation with Bastion. Pause, eventually kind of crossing paths with you as you begin to separate yourself from Bastion and the conversation that he's having with Kesh. Separate, isolated in one of the back corners, you see Gemini kind of throwing a ball up against the wall, a quick projection, looking to hit it back right at the point where it kind of bounces against the wall. This vaguely digital semblance of catch, but probably no different than throwing a ball against a wall. What are the rest of you all doing?
I think after taking a moment and making sure that most of the folks who've come with us have settled down, I'll take a head count, kind of write the number on my pad, see how we're doing in terms of folks that we may or may not have lost. And then I need to have some words with these operatives, I think, figure out what the hell's going on.
Okay. A quick cursory runaround sees that 2 among your number did not make it of the 40 and change that set out on the adventure itself. The immediate coverage of the door, the execution of the separate exchanges, and everybody succeeding at their individual roles and responsibilities through the process saw your group largely traverse the expanse in safety. With the exception of Kara, who is both with your party and clearly injured from a scratch along the arm.
It's all right. Okay. And then, of course, at some point, we'll need to figure out how we're meeting basic needs, food and whatnot, but that can be solved after. Perhaps getting a conversation with, I would imagine, Rose and Poppy, the operatives. If Julius would like to be present, he's welcome to be present.
Well, after a short time, Kesh eventually makes his way over to you. How many of your remaining are still able to fight?
Able to, or actually gonna be capable of it, because everyone's able to, but the vast majority probably shouldn't.
People that you can count on, at least in some capacity.
Well, I think we got at least 3.
3. All right. Well, that's more than 0. We'll see some rations distributed it'll be tight for tonight, but we'll call for a full extraction tomorrow. We'll get a move on.
Extraction.
All we need to... Yeah. We'll get you
Where?
out of here to safety. There's a operative base not far from here. Can't walk it, but with that protective aid that your friends picked up, should be more than enough to get most of us there quickly, and the rest of us can be airlifted or transported. Make sure we get the young kids out safe without the risk of exposed gunfire like this afternoon.
I think that would certainly be good. I'd like to avoid traumatizing anyone further. Now, when you say operative base here, I know like the most basic level of what the hell is going on right now, because Bastion was like, there's good guys and there's bad guys and everyone's got guns, but just like...
Isn't that always the case?
It's a little different. I feel like in this day and age where there's also these creatures running around trying to eat you, it just feels a little like maybe we shouldn't shoot each other quite so much.
I'd be inclined to agree.
So just can you like give me the lay of the land in terms of like relationships and alliances and how many people want to blow up the operative camp that I'm sending all of my weak and wounded to, and also how many people don't want to blow up the operative camp that I'm sending all my weak and wounded to, just hypothetically.
David, if you were in position to help someone who desperately needed your help, someone who for sure would die without your protection, entirely innocent, good-hearted even, would you help them?
In a heartbeat. That's what I was trying to do 2 days ago, even. Ever since picking up a couple of stragglers who needed help, well, let's just say that things have gone to shit. So I'm starting to rethink that philosophy.
Well, I just need a little bit more time. And that's when you see Paws come back to the group. She has 2 or 3 days. And you see Kesh kind of, fuck. David, Exorcitum is a part of all of us. Takes over when we die.
Sure.
It was thought that there was a way to neutralize the activation agent. A way to cure the virus. And he turns to sort of surreptitiously across his chest, point towards Rose. She's the last one left. And I think the answer is in her blood.
So how to cure it, or... Well, I'm sure she'd be willing to give you a blood sample if that's what you need. I don't know. Take it up. Probably one of your sciencey folks make more sense of it than I can.
That's who Ark wants. That's why you were attacked. That's why your people are dead.
Because they're all after some helpless person running around the middle of nowhere.
No one's helpless anymore, David.
I don't know. It seems like there's a lot of kids in this building that could use a whole lot of help.
Well, no one in my group was trained by MI6. We all have our struggles to work through.
Don't know what NY6 has to do with anything, but...
Sure.
Sure. Sure, we all have struggles. I'm trying to keep a group of kids alive.
I understand. I'm trying to keep one. We need to get her out of here into our base.
Okay. Look, I'm not going to fight you on that front. At the end of the day, if you want to ask the twins if they want to join you, that's entirely their decision, I think.
It's complicated. We'd like your whole group to move with us. Rather than provide an opportunity for separation, these things would be smoother if the whole group could move in one direction. No moment of conflict. You help us
I'm
with
gonna
this,
need
and we will help you bring your wife back.
my wife.
Yes.
Do you know where she is?
She's at the Atlanta Zoo, David.
Man, fuck her. Okay. I'd like some information about this place you're taking everyone, but
Your wife's a doctor, right? Did you not know?
oh, I knew she's a doctor. Sure.
She's not a prisoner, David. She's working.
Probably forced to, right? I mean, it would make sense. In desperate situations, you gotta do what you gotta do, right?
Oh, that's true. But a lion in a cage is more dangerous in some ways than one that roams free. Ultimately, I don't know that there is much to be gained in trying to separate why she seems to be providing results to ARC. But if you want her out, it's not going to be a matter of just opening up a cage door. You'll need help.
Okay.
I'll offer you a trade. Tomorrow morning, we'll flag for extraction. A caravan of one or more vehicles will gradually shuttle survivors to our base. You're young and you're wounded first. And you will assist in making sure that the twins over here see the value in sticking together.
I'm sure they're going to want to stay by each other's side. I don't suspect they'll want to necessarily go somewhere that is unsafe. So I think if you can provide some assurances that this place you're taking us is safe, then I imagine they would be agreeable to that.
Of course. Poppy, make an effort to notice, please. And I'll say you're conscious and sitting silent because you're still a little bit jazzed up on adrenaline. I'll give Rose an effort to notice as well here, actually.
10.
Poppy, you are distracted in the moment. A quick application of help and assistance, leaving you perhaps more puzzled than feeling both safe or assured of anything. But Rose, as your sort of vaguely catatonic state conflicts with the shaking impulse as the adrenaline still fades from your system, the silent little whispers that you are hearing kind of permeate around, you begin to be able to pick out the ones that match the lip movements of some of the operatives that are standing about 20 or so feet away. I'm going to say from the point on where Kesh was discussing with David the opportunity to navigate away via caravan, you would probably be aware of a majority of this conversation.
Okay. And it's getting to be evening at this point, correct?
Yes.
Okay. I'm just going to loop my arm through Poppy's. I assume we're sitting probably somewhere. And put my head on her shoulder. And I'm going to say, in as quiet a tone as possible, I don't know if they're all on our side. I can't tell anymore.
Just kind of lean my head against hers, looking out at all these random people that we are now traveling with, most of which I do not know. We could go back to option A. There's only one person I trust in this room right now, and it's you. Maybe do.
I don't want you to be alone out there.
Why would I be alone? I'm not going anywhere without you.
Yeah. If you want to go, we'll go. But I don't trust any of them. They know too much. And they've been lying to us for a long time. I don't know. I don't know what's... I'll go where you go.
Let's wait till they're asleep.
Okay.
I don't trust anybody to let us just walk out of here.
As you are having this conversation in hushed whispers, you see Kesh give David a small pat on the shoulder and begin walking through. As David turns to the huddled mass of survivors, Kesh begins to walk over to the pair of you. How are you feeling? I mean, I know being shot is pretty awful, but otherwise, how are you feeling?
Tired.
That makes a lot of sense. We're looking to get out of here in the morning. Maybe away from all of this danger and nonsense. Somewhere safe, protected. Friends of ours. You're welcome to join. We have space for you. Food. People. Weapons.
Okay.
Well, I'd certainly like to feel safe, so...
Well, we're all about to bed down for a little bit. Maybe get some rest. And you see Bastion sort of smash the shield on top of one of the work tables before clambering up on top of it, kind of rolling into its interior, sort of turtle shelling into position before ultimately creating something of a rocking crib with his feet sort of extended out from beyond. Anyway, your friend, Crow, is it?
What about him?
Received word from Glitch that he's returned back to the zoo. Uh, I'm not one to try and coax or separate people away, but it seems as if, from what we were able to track thus far, it is just you two left that are in position to join us. Think on it as you sleep, and let your dreams find you a bright answer for the morning.
Sure.
Good night. And you see Kesh get up and walk away.
We can't stay here.
Crow is not. If he finds that we both are just walking around, he's not going to make the same mistake twice.
Well, then we won't get caught.
I'm going to cuddle in as, like, probably to the point that you're losing a little bit of circulation, just gripping your arm as tightly as possible.
Rose.
Yeah.
Everything's not okay, but are you okay?
I have you. I'm okay.
Yeah. Give him a little while to fall asleep.
You see Paws having posted up near the main door where you came in, pistol out in between bent knees, leaning up against a pillar, staring at the door. Gemini continuing to play catch off the wall, and the occasional interruption from a projected hologram that seems to bat it back. Kesh and Bastion both settling down for sleep, and no immediate sign of glitch in the surrounding area.
Once everybody is settled in, I know you said there were like really just two exits. I'm gonna try to take the one that seems like we're
Towards
least
the
likely to
front
get
end,
caught.
but the
Yeah.
warehouse runs deep, and there's also going to be like a rolling dock door that would function as an exit as well.
Well, knowing these doors might be not particularly quiet, I would prefer to see if we can slip towards one that's maybe a little ways away from the group if we can find one.
Okay, both of you go ahead and make an effort to utilize your grace.
Seven.
Okay. David and Julius, having failed to rest and sleep just yet, but still at the very tail end of a long day, I'm going to say both of you, if you would like, can make an effort to notice.
See what things can be seen. That's a 5.
I would say that David, after checking out everyone, probably went for a walk, so is not actually here as he is trying to go clear his head.
Okay, sure.
Julius is walking around just kind of gently singing to himself.
Okay. Rose and Poppy. navigating deeper into the warehouse interior sees you come across the large dock rolling door, and a quick tug sees it locked. Some of the mechanisms to undo it maybe provide for a little bit more noise and a very decidedly loud exit compared to what it seems as if you are going for. Navigating further and deeper into the warehouse, the opposite end sees a similar pair of doors to the side that you entered on. No operatives immediately stashed or securing. It seems as if the primary focus is simply on maintaining overwatch of this immediate area in a rotated shift, and as soon as pickup is ready, navigating out as quick as possible. The lack of focus on securing the building itself, providing you a unique opportunity to disappear from its unsecured entrances, and much more surreptitiously able to hold open the in-hinge lock doors. See a large steel fire door unlocked with a simple press of a unlock mechanism, and a push bar door open to open it the rest of the way. Bring you out into the exposure of the late evening, early nighttime air of the exterior of the warehouse. What would you like to do?
Just take it.
Readjust.
Oh, go ahead.
I was saying I was just gonna readjust the rifle over my shoulder. We're gonna be okay.
I love you.
Love you.
Start walking.
I don't want to, especially if we are aware that people left. We went out a back door. I want to kind of keeping an eye out for David. I want to see if we can sneak back to the long way around to see if we can get to the vehicle.
Okay. I'll say go ahead and make an effort to be graceful. I'm going to say this situation, though, is out of desperation. You are specifically passing by the traversed and already kind of destroyed area that's being actively monitored.
Are we
Yeah.
both doing this?
Are you going with Poppy for this effort?
Yeah, I'm not. I'm not
There's no way.
ever
There's no
leaving
way.
her again. 8.
This is where we live, connected.
Okay.
I know it's a miracle.
David is navigating out, looking to clear his head. David, would you like to make an effort to notice?
I'm going to say that it is desperate, but sure.
Caught in your thoughts, otherwise occupied in consideration, Rose and Poppy's subtle enough footsteps able to slip past the perception of your own maintenance of current understanding. Rose and Poppy, you approach this heavily armored protective vehicle, this absolute safe, this weapon on wheels. The door is locked, the back seems largely secured, most of it purposefully designed to avoid intrusion. What would you like to try and do?
We know that Julius is the one that drove it here, correct?
Correct. the MI6 operative.
Yes. I don't think we can hotwire this. We either have to get the keys or we have to run.
Idea. It's fine. Let's just keep going. I don't want to stay here much longer.
As you cross the threshold of the tail end of the truck, who is walking in front?
Me.
I need you to make an effort to harness your grit or your endurance, your choice.
$11?
Rose, as you are navigating in behind Poppy, slowly moving past the edge of this truck, you see Poppy kind of stop for a brief moment. Sort of stutter and stammer a bit as you see her slowly begin to turn around, a large protruding syringe, maybe a couple inches long, with a red feathered tail sticking out of her collarbone. Poppy, you find yourself extremely disoriented, like a drunkenness coming on quickly. Not immediately floored, but you do find yourself being caught by Rose. Her form and platform not particularly stable as is, but you
We both
see
hit the ground.
Poppy's eyes beginning to gloss over and lose focus.
No. What? I'll
Rose?
pull it out of her.
The
What is this?
small tip seems to have depressed inward. The dart itself, some kind of rudimentary capsule, about the approximate size of about half of one of your bullet cubes.
I'm gonna look up and see if I can see if there's a person nearby or what the.
Make an effort to notice.
Yeah.
11.
So as you're quickly darting around, Poppy's form beginning to slide down yours, I'm going to say make another effort to endure for me there, Poppy. You see an individual wearing tactical gear, but different from what you've seen the other operatives thus far wear. Largely blue, a little bit cleaner, slightly different hue and shift, and carrying this rather long, streamlined looking shotgun. You all right? Poppy, what did you roll?
12. Do I hear that voice? Vaguely.
You do? And at this point, though, that's probably the last thing you hear is you see Poppy slide down your form as she collapses to the ground.
No, puppy.
You just hear me whisper, run.
I'm gonna just. Wrong one of us. I'm gonna loop my arms under her armpits and try and start dragging backwards towards the dumb warehouse.
This form continues to sort of kick their heels very purposefully in your direction. A lenticular plastic visor covering this rather military-styled helmet that seems kind of bulky to match some of their elbow, knee, hip, and chest armor. It's all right. Don't worry.
Leave us alone. I'm still dragging. Probably fairly unsuccessfully.
Are you twins?
We're not. Obviously. We're not going to hurt anybody.
Hey, Gear, does the doc have any interest specifically in twins? And you hear this
Still,
voice come back through the comms. I told you I'm in a meeting right now.
oh
An
my
important
God.
engagement. Get your shit together, Roscoe. Grab him and put him in.
No, 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 no.
Oh, sorry. So look, can you do me a favor? Can you just sit down? Because if you, well, you're bent over like that. If you catch one, you're gonna bump your head.
What? Catch what?
All right. You see him rack the shotgun, point at your direction.
No,
I'm telling you, you don't want to split up your forehead. Come on.
please, just you.
Yeah, all right, fuck it. And fires a dart directly towards your chest, maybe a little bit lower than where Poppy's is, but sticks through kind of just below the collar line. It doesn't necessarily penetrate quite as far. You see the dart almost immediately pop off, though the actual injection itself is seemingly still able to pierce the skin to some extent. I'm going to say go ahead and make an effort to endure for me, please.
Seven.
A little bit quicker than Poppy, you find yourself losing coordination, especially with your blood loss, your lack of ability to maintain your wherewithal and resolve. You find yourself unable to focus as you slide back and lean against the truck as this figure looms into view. You got friends in this building? They in there? Can you hear me? Hey, kind of holds one of your eyes open. The dim twilight of the evening, all of a sudden extremely blinding. Hey, stay with me. How many? How many in there?
I'm
Come on.
just trying to hold Poppy. I feel my grip loosening.
They're in there, aren't they? Yeah. And you begin to see two individuals wearing similar tactical gear beginning to walk up behind the individual crouched over you.
If I have any strength left in my body, I want to grab the dart that just fell from my jacket, and I would love to try to stab this guy in the ankle.
Make an effort to endure in a desperate situation.
Yeah, this is not going to go very well. 6.
Okay, not bad actually. So, as your head has difficulty maintaining direct focus, there is this concerted effort, everything you have left in one fell swoop, trying to immediately strip this half plunged dart from your chest and jam it into your immediate assailant. And as you do, you feel your wrist quickly stopped and grabbed. Yeah, they are in there, aren't they? I'll just take that. And you feel the dart kind of slip from your fingers.
No.
The fuck? Kind of grabs at the front of your shirt. She got a vest. You fucking believe that? All right. Tell you what. I'm not gonna do anything bad to you. Okay? Stay with me. And at this point, your vision is beginning to completely fade black. The two individuals that approach from behind your assailant begin to maneuver a black bag alongside Poppy's form. Now we're going to take you with us. Okay? You're going to meet the doc. Don't worry. It'll all be over when you wake up. You find your vision fading out to a final blackness as you hear a zipper from nearby, the very edge of your consciousness, before you eventually slip away into a quiet black. And for those of you out there surviving, stay safe. Stay alive.